name is Monique Wilson. I'm here to talk to you about Parents as Partners. This is Neil. He was a student in my kindergarten class. Unfortunately, he struggled with reading. I often encourage the parents of my students to work with their children at home. But one day, Neil's dad got frustrated and cut me off to say, "Miss Wilson, we do practice at home. We say our ABCs every night before bed." And I was floored because I knew this wasn't enough. But it revealed that there was a discrepancy between what I knew was effective practice and what my students' parents understood it to be. I was shocked, but Neil's dad is not alone. And the problem is only more acute for low-income families. 29 minutes. That's the amount of time that low-income parents report reading with their children every day. This amount is actually greater than the amount of time spent reading by middle and upper-income families. But we know that there's a large gap in the achievement between these groups. So we have more time for less results. The difference is what's happening during that time. Low-income families are much less likely to push the comprehension and word-solving skills that their students need to be successful readers. In word solving, parents often over-rely on asking students to sound it out, when we know that there's a much wider variety of strategies that students need to draw from. In comprehension, when they do ask questions, they're more likely to stay at the surface level, asking things like, what was the character's name, or what happened? But we know that students need to engage critical thinking skills. Questions like, why did it happen, and how do you know, push them to make inferences and support their answers from the text. Parents as Partners closes this knowledge gap. Our solution uses annotated books to tell parents what to say and ask at each point while reading. Our annotated notes are concrete, so parents don't misinterpret vague tips, and their placement in text ensures that parents remember to use these strategies while reading. We use a simple process to reach families. Teachers, schools, and organizations purchase sets and then send home books at the appropriate level. Parents are able to read effectively by using the books. The process continues as students grow with books at higher levels. The great part is that the benefits don't stop there. One user noted that previously she was asking simple questions, but seeing the higher ordered thinking that our books prompted, she began to apply these techniques to other books. With Parents as Partners, parent knowledge is increased, yielding more time spent reading effectively and better outcomes for kids. To create a great product, we put our books in front of parents, students, teachers, and school leaders to observe usage and gain feedback, making sure that what we created was easy, effective, and something that parents would use at home. On the basis of our work, we've been able to establish a partnership with Townsend Press, a publisher known for their high-quality leveled books. We use their books as the basis for our annotation. We already have 2 schools that are signed up for the fall and will be increasing to 10 for our pilot. I bring a unique combination of experience in education, academics, and business to Parents as Partners. My time spent as a classroom teacher is the basis of all that I do, and make sure that what I am working on is rooted in real solutions that will work for parents and students. Having received a master's in childhood education, all of our work is based on research on what students and families need. I recently completed an MBA, and I'm using those skills to make sure that our business is sustainable and scalable for maximum impact. Our goal is to empower families everywhere by getting these books in the hands of as many parents as possible. If you are a teacher, a school leader, or head an organization that works with families, let's talk about how we can get Parents as Partners to you and to the families that you serve. If you happen to work at one of the largest publishing companies in America, let's also talk about how we can use your books as the basis to help parents learn. By helping parents learn, we empower families like Neil and students all around by making the time that they spend more effective. Thank you for supporting Parents as Partners. I will now take questions.
We're going to put 2 minutes on the clock for the judges, and
can you speak more to the customer validation you did? So some concrete questions, for example, is the parents you talked to, how many of them were reading and how many of them said that they would read to their children if they had these books?
Yeah, so this actually started as a solution that I developed in my own classroom after that conversation with Neil and his dad. Started handwriting notes in the margins and sending it home with my students. Based on the progress that I saw was why I decided to continue this. With the parents that we used, one of the first questions was whether or not the context that I had in my classroom was the reason that it was something that parents were able to use and something that they decided to use. So we used a variety of techniques. One was going to the library and having parents who were not familiar, for example, with my classroom technique, attempt to use the books, and based on what I saw, made changes so that it was easier to use for parents who were just picking it up. Second, we had parent events and then sent the books home and then followed up a week later to find out from parents whether or not they had used the books. Yeah, so over the course of the summer, we had 10 parents who took the book home. Every single one of them said that they did use the book, and actually a lot of them reported that their students were requesting to read the books again on multiple days. So they read them over multiple days over the course of the follow-up time.
So my question is, who is your customer?
Yeah. So,
The school, the
Right.
district, the parents?
so the customer is the school or the community organization. We also sell to individual teachers, and so those are the customer, and then the users are the parents.
And how do you get paid, and what are the price points for those customers?
Yeah, so our price points start at $4.50 per book, and that is comparable to other reading sets that teachers purchase for their classroom, and the price decreases with volume.